angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth was stone, our ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. Well, interesting things starting to happen today on a couple of fronts. We're going to be talking about one of them, and man, I don't know where this is going to lead. I really do not know where this is going to lead. So, on another note, the blackouts have started to roll out in California. I guess last night sometime they started to roll out. They are expected to expand and continue to roll out across, I believe it is Northern California, I guess over the coming days. And as we reported yesterday, could be, 5 days or longer that, up to 800,000 individuals could be without electricity. So absolutely insane. That's not the topic of discussion today, though, however. We're going to talk what's going on in Syria. Before I get into it, I'm going to run through my normal stuff so we can get it out of the way and I can kind of stay focused on the conversation at hand, and we'll go from there. Pardon me. Okay, so Amazon affiliate, we are up to $9.20. So it is starting to go up. Thank you very much for those who participated. I do show that there was another item ordered, so I expect it to go up again. So again, thank you for those that participate. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. In the description of our videos and on the homepage of thewatchmannews.com at the top right, we have an Amazon affiliate link. Essentially, if you click that link before you go do your shopping on Amazon, it won't cost you anything more and it throws a little bit our way. We also have an Amazon store. That link's also in the description, as well as right next to the other link at thewatchmannews.com. Same thing. It's just a store on Amazon with a bunch of categories, a bunch of items in those categories, and it's the same deal. Doesn't cost you anything more, throws a little bit our way. We have a Teespring store now. The best way to find the different items we have on our Teespring store is just go to thewatchmannews.com, and you can either click the menu button here, or you can just scroll down on the homepage. Right now we've got 3 items. I'm in the process of working on the 4th item. And I believe they will let me have up to 20 different, and when I say item, I mean design, because like with the Watchman News logo, there's like 44 different products you can get with that design on it. So I believe they will let me do up to 20 designs, and so give me time. I don't want to put out a bunch of just ugly looking crap. I want to make some good quality designs to put on these products, and tomorrow I will have one of my 2 shirts that I ordered. I will have the long sleeve shirt that I ordered, and I can't wait. I am so stoked about this. I really, truly am. So, again, that's another way you can support us. Not just, not just support us, but have some cool gear for yourself. So, anyway, the one other way you can support us, if you so choose, is our PayPal donation link. And that is located either in the description of the videos or in the middle of the main menu at thewatchmannews.com. That will just take you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do it as a guest using your debit or credit card. And I always let people know that it will say Transforming Disabilities up top right here. That is us. It also says Purpose the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. So never required, but always appreciated. It usually always goes towards prepping items, and when it doesn't, I let you know ahead of time. I let you know. I believe in being transparent, folks. I want to be completely transparent with you. We don't do this for money. But, of course, it's nice, we have very limited income to work with. And because of that, it's nice to be able to have a little extra scratch so that we can get items for our own purposes in prepping, but also so I can review for you. Speaking of that, from Prepper Nurse's sale that actually took off like wildfire yesterday, it looks like I am going to change once again what it is that I am getting from that. And so the way it looks at this point, as long as my numbers are correct, we are going to be getting a one of the power banks from Rockpals, okay? Because there's going to be enough money there, and I'm one of those people that if there's enough money for me to purchase a larger item, I will get that larger item out of the way, and then I'll go back later on for the less expensive items and knock those out. But it looks like there's going to be enough there for me to get the power bank that Rockpals has. Not their big one. I wish their big one. But that's quite a bit more that there's no way that could be scraped together. But just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I was looking at drones too. I was looking at a lot of different drones, to be honest, because that actually threw us in a place to where we could have actually gotten, here, let me pull this down here real quick and I'll show you. We could have actually gotten a nicer one, a nicer drone. But, you know, in thinking about it all and everything, I would really rather have, you know, since the funds are going to be there, this is what I'm going to try to get. And this is a limited time price. I don't know how long this price is going to be there. I do have a backup one, and if this price changes by the time that we get those funds, so it is what it is. But this is their 250 watt model, okay, and it's I'm trying to remember the watt hours on the battery. I know it's equivalent 240 watt hours, 250 watt continuous inverter. I was sorry, I drew a blank. Inverter in it. This is a pure sine wave. So, you know, I'm not usually a big stickler about that. Stickler? I'm making up words. I'm not a big stickler about being pure sine wave, but hey, if I can get it on a pretty good deal, I'll do it. And this looks like to be a pretty solid unit, and I think it's going to really do us well. So, I'm hoping that the funds are there in time to be able to get in on this deal. I don't know what it is normally when it's not on their limited time deal, but yeah, I like this, and it perfectly matches our good panel. We've got that Rockpals 60 watt portable panel, and this is designed for their 60 and 100 watt portable panels. Well, I've got a 60 watt. Plus, I've got two more 60-watt semi-flexible panels. I'm not sure what the maximum input of this is going to be. I'm going to find out. I may be able to hook up all three panels. If not, I'll be able to definitely hook up two of the three panels and get a pretty fast charge rate out of this. So I'm stoked. I am stoked. This is something that has been on our priority list for quite some time. But as you can tell, it's not an item that we can normally go out and get. So, you know, I'm stoked about this. This is awesome because we really don't have, our big thing is we don't have a definitive battery backup or a battery system for SHTF. What we have is the 4 12-volt lead acid batteries that Jen uses in her electric bike. And I was going to use those kind of like dual purpose. However, this is going to take care of a lot when it comes to our energy production, or energy storage, I should say, and partially production for our preps. So I'm stoked. This is awesome. So again, you know I was talking about maybe getting a drone. That is on the list because, you know, that's a biggie. But yeah, they make like a 500 watt, the one you see down here, that is absolutely incredible. They also make a 300 watt, which is pretty incredible too, but the funds just aren't going to be there. The 300 watt, I can't remember what they want for that. There's one here new for 270, so like $100 more than what we're going to have to throw at it. So it's not a big deal. That 250 watt would be plenty. It's not like we're trying to power a house or anything like that. They've got a deal on those drones I'll let you know about real quick. They do have a deal on those drones right now, and that's why I was initially going to jump on that. They've got a coupon on them. I'm trying to back out of here so I can show you. They've got a coupon on them for the moment. Oh, this isn't the one. That's another one I looked at. I'm looking for the 120. That is the 120 without all the fancy stuff. Hang on. Holy Stone 120D. Pardon me. I wanted to show you this because, it's not a bad deal. So they've got a limited time deal on this particular drone right here, but they also have $20 off. So when you go to Amazon to buy this, not only do they have it for a cheaper price than what they usually do, if you check this box, you'll get an extra $20 off. So essentially that drone will cost you $107.49. Now, when I started looking at this, it was a $160, $170 drone. So, again, these aren't some DJI Phantom or no, big fancy expensive one. However, these will definitely be better than nothing. So that is on our list, and it is on one of our priority lists. But if I can swing that power bank, I'm going to go there. I'm going to do it. So anyway, that's what's up. Sorry to spend so much time on that. I just kind of wanted to let you know what was going on with that. So I think that covers all of that good stuff. So hang on, let me cough real quick and we'll get started. Okay, I wanted to mute the mic here and not do that in your ear. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so Turkey has launched their offensive into northern Syria. I have had suspicions about this operation and why everything's going down like it is for a little while. And a video was put out by Bo of the Fifth Column, and I'm actually going to play that on our monologue today. I know I normally don't play other people's content on the monologues, but in light of what's going on, in light of what he has to say, I think it's very pertinent to the conversation. So I had a suspicion, and I mentioned it here on this show, that my suspicion is that, all in all, in the end, what they wanted to do was release the ISIS fighters, because that way they could re-infiltrate Syria. And, well, by all means, if that happened, then we'd have to stick around now, wouldn't we? I started being able to decipher this government's games a long time ago. And with Trump, it's still pretty easy to decipher what he's doing. And I really think I hit the nail on the head when I started calling him dictator by proxy, because that is exactly how he operates. And, I'm sitting there thinking about all of this going on. Why aren't we doing anything meaningful to stop Turkey from doing what they're doing? That's the question. Why are we not doing anything meaningful? Meaning, why aren't we actually trying to stop them? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Tony. Yeah, that's up to you. Thank you. Why aren't we doing anything to stop what they are doing? You can talk sanctions and you can talk that until you're blue in the face. That's not doing anything meaningful. It's really, truly not. I'm talking about why aren't we taking up a military position along the northern border and actually stopping it? And we're not. We're not. Why? Well, that's what took me a little bit of time to decipher. Why would we just sit back and let this happen? And my first suspicion was that it was to, cause those ISIS fighters to be released. That was my very first suspicion, because nothing else makes sense. It makes no sense why we would do that. We were supposed to be there to help stabilize the region, correct? Huh. Well, now all of a sudden, we're just going to go hands off when a country is up front trying to destabilize the region? So it makes me question, why would this be? And I have really put a lot of thought into it. And nothing made sense. None of the puzzle pieces fit. And we're just doing the same old games. In fact, I just shared out a tweet just like while the intro was going, I think, about I guess they're already putting a bill through or whatever. But Trump said this prior to that bill. He said he agrees on the need for sanctions against Turkey, but wants something tougher than sanctions. Then why aren't you stopping them? Quit playing games. Quit playing games. You know, I guess it'd work for most of society to make statements like this, but it doesn't work for me. Like I said, I just put out a tweet just a moment ago. Here we go. U.S. senators suggest prohibition on military transactions with Turkey over Syria operation. So, I mean, and we've already done the deal to where we've stopped the F-35 program, including Turkey, because they were buying the S-400 missile systems from Russia. You know, the thing of it is, this is a joke. If we want to stop them, when we actually need to be on the ground stopping them. And I'm the last one that wants to put American lives or any other lives at risk. Okay, but, you know, this is a game that they're playing. Plain and simple. I'm going to play a video from Beau of the Fifth Column. And he came out with it earlier. And that's why I decided to go ahead and talk about this. Because, I was still trying to work it out in my head as to the reasoning behind all of this. And, well, he sees the same thing that I see. So it can't be just me having a brain fart or some angle I'm not understanding. This man's really well thought. He sees a lot of things that even I don't see. And he does a great job of explaining it. And so I just want to play his video so you can kind of get his take on it. But I really do think that's essentially what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to create a situation so that the ISIS or IS, fighters are released. And then that will give excuses to why, we can't pull out now. Now we got to round all these people up again. And that's the other reason why I say that, this leader's no different than the others. No different than the others. Because Obama was doing the same thing. Bush Jr. was doing the same kind of thing. They were all doing this. They were all doing everything they could to give cause for us to stay over there. And if that cause was becoming lost, they'd make a cause. So anyway, here's Beau of the Fifth Column. He put this out today. It's titled, Let's Talk About Unmatched Wisdom. By the way, I laughed my ass off at that tweet. Unmatched wisdom. Let's see. Slogans and waste.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Beau again. So the toy soldiers are all lined up. Game pieces are on the board. We get to watch it play out live from over here in safety. While half a world away, two groups of people who do not reason why are ready to face off at the behest of their betters. People intent on playing masters of the universe because the offensive has started. Right now it's air operations. Ground operations are sure to follow in short order. And when those Turkish troops pour across that border, the Kurds are going to need more troops because a lot of theirs are tied up doing silly things right now, like guarding suspected IS fighters. And that's where they're going to get them, those guards, because they're going to need them on the front. They wouldn't be able to order them to stay anyway, because these facilities are pretty close to where the fighting is going to be. And those people at those facilities are not going to stand there and let their friends go it alone right up the road. They're not the United States. But when those facilities become undermanned, the likelihood of jailbreak increases exponentially. And they'll have help from the outside because, contrary to what the president has said, that side is not defeated. They're still out there. But hey, once they're back out, well, that'll give good, clear pretext for the U.S. to go back in force. I guess if you're one of the guards, there is a more proactive, permanent solution to that problem, but it requires a little moral flexibility because they are suspects after all. Some of them will be innocent. There's about to be a whole lot of gray area over there, and something like that's pretty likely to happen. Shows exactly how horrible this decision was in his unmatched wisdom. Couldn't see the immediate fallout. But hey, we got slogans. We got campaign talking points. Ending the war. We ended the war by expanding its scope and adding a new stream of fresh combatants. We didn't end the war. Ended U.S. imperialism, because when Turkey and the U.S. got together and decided how best to carve up a chunk of a third country, that was anti-imperialism. Wish there was a word for that kind of action. I'm pretty sure it's imperialism. See, when all this comes into focus over here, we feel silly, maybe a little dumb, maybe a little guilty. It was a bad move over here. Over there, it's lethal. It is lethal. What's a bad move over here is a mass grave over there. But we got talking points, we got slogans. Ended the war. Anti-imperialism. Sounds good, but none of that's happening. The only thing that's happening over there right now is waste. Waste. Probably going to be a lot of it. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.
And I just literally got a notification on my phone of this news coming out. Now, they do live update on Sputnik now. So if there's something major going on, they'll just keep updating the same page, and that's what they're doing here. And this is what I just got notified about. SDF claims Turkish airstrike hit prison where Daesh detainees are held. The tweet says, and I hate this thing, everything's got to be tweeted. This is so immature. One of the prisons that ISIS detainees held in was struck by Turkish airstrike. Turkey is aiming to undermine all successful efforts and achievements that we gained during our fighting against ISIS. What I'm saying. But they're being allowed to do this, folks. They're being allowed to do this. You know, it makes no sense, again, why we don't have troops and equipment just stationed there at the northern border and stopping them. I really don't think that if Turkey knew we were going to be standing there ready to fight back, I don't think they would be doing this. It would be kind of stupid. It would be kind of stupid because they want paybacks to the Kurdish. So this is, you know, you got to understand, this is a win-win-win-win-win for them because they get to pay back the Kurdish and also release the ISIS prisoners. Okay? So this is a big win for them. And again, I call him dictator by proxy because that's what he's doing here. That is what he's doing here. He's standing back, letting this happen. I mean, this is mind-blowing. This is just absolutely just mind-blowing what is going on. So, you know, I am not surprised at all that, you know, right here on the first day that one of the prisons were hit, probably in a location where it would make it easy for the prisoners to escape. I would be willing to bet it. I would be willing to bet it. This is crazy. This is crazy. You know, I gave you my thoughts on why it's going on. You know, I really can't see any other situation making sense here. Because again, you know, if we drew a hard line and we had troops and equipment right there on that border telling Turkey, look, if you try to invade here, we are going to use lethal force, I don't think Turkey would have done it. I don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for them to lose that many troops over a grudge. Not worth it. This is being allowed to happen, folks. Being allowed to happen. Anyway, let me go ahead and read through the headlines, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the show. Got a lot of stuff on the show today, plus Prepper Nurse Wannabe going live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let me go ahead and run up through these headlines, and we'll go from there. This was from last night I put out. Ecuador protesters storm Parliament building amid chaotic street demonstrations. I keep seeing these types of headlines, and I keep hoping the U.S. citizens get a hint, but this is nuts. Students suspended for 5 days over taxation is theft hat and end the drug war flyer. Yeah, this student was suspended for 5 days. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, you don't, you know, if you're a minor and you're in school, you don't have rights. That is absolutely not true. There's actually a Supreme Court case that proves otherwise. You don't, when you're a minor and you go into your school, you do not leave your Bill of Rights behind. That does go with you. Absolutely does go with you. Turkey warns Kurdish fighters it will enter Syria shortly. This was 20 hours ago. Unconstitutional, illegitimate, and secretive. White House pens lengthy letter on why it won't cooperate with impeachment inquiry. Okay, now we are to this morning. Oops, sorry, Twitter, quote-unquote, inadvertently feeds users emails and phone numbers to advertisers. Yeah, it was an accident. They swear. They swear it was an accident. A security firm at Ecuadorian embassy created profiles on Russian and American visitors to Julian Assange, gave the info to the CIA, says a report. How do you like that? Unlawful U.S. airstrikes on suspected Taliban drug labs caused 39 civilian casualties, including 14 children, a UN report says. Dutch lawmakers begin probe into Ukraine's role in MH17 downing. Completely unacceptable anger as power company shuts off supply to 800,000 over California wildfire fears. This ain't about wildfires, folks. This is about revenge. This is about revenge for the lawsuits that PG&E took on as a result of those fires that happened previously. This is revenge. But we'll see what happens in this, because if there's loss of life and extreme loss of property, you can bet there's going to be more lawsuits. The problem is the government, like anywhere else, is in bed with big energy. So how far those lawsuits go, we don't know. You know, we really don't know. I'm sure that, you know, the people over there that were affected by the wildfires, I'm sure they got taken for a ride when it did come to that lawsuit and what they got from it. I'm sure they got taken for a hell of a ride. I don't think that they would have got anywhere near just compensation. Beijing ready to discuss partial trade deal with Washington and increase agricultural purchases, says reports. Sweden's hunt for Russian sub 5 years ago got its military more cash, but was based on faulty intelligence, a new report says. 2 people killed in shooting outside synagogue in Halle, Germany, and I'm sure I probably say the name of that city wrong. Worst decision ever, worth $8 trillion. Trump blasts endless U.S. wars in the Middle East, brags about bringing military home. Well, we'll see about that. You got to actually get them home, and then we can start bragging. Using nuclear weapons, absolutely forbidden, says Iran's supreme leader. Turkey bombs Syria. Erdogan begins Operation Peace Spring. Now remember, folks, anytime you hear of a bill, an act, an operation, all of that, you can usually go directly opposite of what the title intends to find the truth. So remember that. You can almost always apply that. Africa may become home to 90% of the world's poor, says the World Bank. Mayor kidnapped, dragged behind truck. Mexicans show why politicians should follow through on campaign promises. I think I need to read that headline again. Mayor kidnapped, dragged behind truck. Mexicans show why politicians should follow through on campaign promises. Man, it's so tempting to say it again. I won't, though. I don't know why. I just want to keep repeating that. I have no idea. A radical Islamist police officer who killed his Paris colleagues had top secret security clearance and info on undercover cops. This was even kind of shocking for me. Let me open it up so I see the whole headline here. We're disturbed to our core. Former NBC staffer accuses Matt Lauer of rape in new book. UK government gave green light to passport photo checker, ignoring the fact it would fail people with dark skin, says a report. As counterterrorism analyst over leaks to journalist. Robin Hood in reverse. U.S. billionaires paid lower tax rates than working class in 2018 in latest blow to capitalism. Images from northeastern Syria show civilians fleeing Turkish Operation Peace Spring. And I told you about that headline about Trump agrees on need for sanctions against Turkey, wants something tougher than sanctions. And I told you about that live feed there on it. And I also told you about the senators suggesting a prohibition on military transactions because of their operation. So those are the headlines, folks. Lots of craziness. Think about it. Think about what you think the reason is that the United States is now allowing northern Syria to be destabilized without doing anything to stop it. Because I'll tell you what, I thought of every scenario I could possibly come up with, and I can only fit one piece in that puzzle, and that's to release the ISIS prisoners to give cause to remain in Syria. You know, folks, this is a big agenda, and we're not anywhere near done with this agenda. We haven't taken down Syria, and we haven't even started on Iran. We got a long way to go, in a sense, with this agenda. And if we go pulling our troops home, then we got to come up with a whole nother reason in the future to be back over there again. So they're going to do everything they can to bide their time and to remain over there until they can create a false flag big enough to get public support to go to war, an all-out war with Iran. Anyway, that's the headlines. That's the monologue. Those here for the live show, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be live till 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Those here for the monologue, or if you're watching a recording of, thank you very much. As always, God bless you. We love you, and be one with your spirit.